Well, welcome to the tour.
Thank you.
We would like to ask you a few questions if you have a moment for us.
Yes, I do.
Maybe perhaps first you could tell us a little about yourself.
I live in Texas now, retired from the U.S. government, only married once, been divorced since 2006. Lived a little normal life. I got married late, but I decided to look for something new and unique, and this was it.
So is that what brought you to Anastasia?
No, it's interesting. When I was still working before I retired, a friend of mine had been playing on the internet, and he just absolutely found one of your sites. And he called me and emailed me and said, "You need to check out the beautiful ladies I just saw on the internet over in Russia and Ukraine." And of course, I did, and I was very impressed with what I saw. So, I mean, I found the site because someone else told me about it. And an interesting thing, when I was living and working in Atlanta, Georgia, I was sitting at a bar, kind of an interesting bar, called the Vortex, and biker bar. And a guy sitting next to me had this photo of a lovely lady who was writing a letter. You know. And I started talking to him, and it was a lady he met in Ukraine in one of the services. I can't remember if it was Anastasia. But he said, "Yeah, this is my fiancée. She's coming over real soon." I was like, good quality, so.
So is that why you decided to go on this particular tour at this time?
No, this particular tour, because I've been to Odessa, I've been to Mariupol, but I've never been to Kharkov. And I have seen some very, very attractive, interesting looking ladies by profile. I mean, beautiful, but their profiles very interesting, from Kharkov. So since this was the first tour I've seen, I decided I might as well find out for myself.
Are you looking for a serious relationship, or are you here to have fun?
No, I'm here. I'm looking for a wife. I've had fun most of my life. I'm looking for something different.
What is your impression of this particular tour so far?
I like it. Like, again, this is the first time I've been to Kharkov, and it's an interesting city. And the ladies are very, very interesting and very intelligent, beautiful. They're a little bit different, you know, different from the ladies in Mariupol, different from the ladies in Odessa. So I kind of like, you know, something new and unique.
So we know this is not your first visit to Ukraine.
And that was my seventh.
All right, seven times.
Five tours, twice by myself, but not to Kharkov, mostly Odessa and Mariupol.
So other than the reasons you've already given, could you elaborate on perhaps why Ukraine as opposed to other countries?
A couple of things, like I said, I've been talking to some people, and I can't remember who it was, but years ago someone said that some of the most beautiful women he's seen were from the Ukraine, also St. Petersburg, but you don't do tours of St. Petersburg anymore, but the Ukraine in particular, more so than Russia or Moscow. So I started concentrating my searches on your website for Ukraine, and I found out that to be very true. Some of the most beautiful. I lived in a lot of different places. I travel a lot of places, and some of the most beautiful women are here. There's no doubt about that.
And that includes your impression of Kharkov in particular?
Yeah, like I said, this is a new city. It's a small city. It's clean. You don't have the pollution problems you have in Mariupol, and Odessa is, you know, real popular city. This is something different, and I think the ladies, because I don't know if there's many tourists here or not, they seem to be very amenable and a very good impression.
And how did you feel about the atmosphere of the clubs here?
I didn't go on the actual socials, but I've been believing to a lot of clubs.
There are other clubs.
I've been to a lot of clubs, and the two that the ladies took me to in particular, which they consider to be the best in town, quite impressed. Had a good time. To include the club that you had the socials at, the first socials. They took me there a couple of nights ago. We bowled and did karaoke. I can't sing, but we did have a really good time, so I was impressed.
So with your vast experience in the club life, how would you rate the ladies of the various clubs?
Oh, excellent. The one they took off with, the first one we went to, which I can't even pronounce the name of, was Way Out, was unbelievable. The casino, nightclub, the karaoke. We didn't do karaoke there, we did the disco, but very, very impressive, very high quality.
Well, for all these ladies, have you met somebody special?
It's funny because I rely mostly on prearranged dates, and I've selected a lot of ladies, and I selected a number of ladies that I wanted to meet. Had one date on Friday, which I thought would be the girl, but when I met her in person, she looked like her photos, her profile was the same, but no spark. And then a date fell through on Saturday, and one of the ladies, Lena, hooked me up with, I just went on the internet and picked some available ladies from here in Kharkov, and the first lady went on a date with Saturday. I sparked like I haven't sparked with anybody in the last 7 years. It was unbelievable.
So then if I'm understanding you correctly, then you attribute meeting this particular person to the staff?
Yeah, it was.
assistance?
Yeah, and plus it wasn't planned, which was interesting. I wasn't expecting to meet the quality of the lady I met. I mean, I had my pre-selected dates from profiles, but a date fell through, so this was a last-minute thing, and it turned out to be the best date I've ever had. I mean, totally unexpected. I mean, you just never know. What you plan for doesn't work. What you don't plan for works. You just don't know until you try.
So what would you say your immediate and long-term plans are with this lady?
She's going to be meeting me in Odessa, and we're already talking about long-term plans. So, and she's amenable, so we'll see how things work out. I mean, I didn't get engaged yet, but it looks good. It's very optimistic, very bright.
And how about the hotel facilities?
Oh,
The
excellent.
Location?
Yeah,
Is it good for
The
you?
location I find very good because I've been walking around after breakfast and after lunch, stuff like that, and it's kind of, I mean, you have these beautiful parks, which are full of gorgeous women. I wish I spoke the language, but I mean, and then there's very convenient. Most of the stores I wanted and needed are within walking distance, but very convenient.
And the transportation of the city?
Yeah, but again, cabs in any country, you get some good ones, you get some bad ones, you take the good with the bad, but it's the same, the condition of the roads, we all know about that, so enough said about that, but I mean, yeah, they were very convenient, available.
And the staff here to assist
Oh,
you in
excellent,
your tour?
excellent.
Do you have any comments that you might feel could improve our performance for you on this tour?
The only thing is, personally for me, because at my age, like I said, I'm retired, I'm not really interested in very, very young girls, but some people are. At the clubs, if there were more older women, I would probably go to the socials. The reason I don't go to the socials is it's too many younger girls. So I'm interested in some older women, but it's hard. The older women don't like to go because they don't like to compete with the younger girls. So it's a catch-22. So it's kind of a difficult thing to fix. It really is.
Would you like to come back and visit Ukraine again?
It depends. If this doesn't work out, I'll be back. If it works out, you'll never see me again. That's just the truth.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the men back home who may be thinking of taking one of these tours?
Well, the interesting thing is you have to keep an open mind, and you have to be, I guess what I'm looking for is you got to be willing to do something you normally wouldn't do. If you don't take a chance and break your mold and do something different to try to find someone, you're never going to find anybody. So you got to be willing to be open and to try new things. And if you are, you'll do well here or any city.
Well, I'm happy to hear it all. I really appreciate your participation.
Thanks, Tony.